media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru, Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, Chris Ruffolo is with us. It's Wednesdays with Mitch, Big Al McMordie, Wayne Scott, and Alan Ninos. Here's all the lineup for this evening. We got Ruffolo, Mitch, McMordie, Scott, Ninos, and then I will close this one out. All right, NBA on the board tonight, NHL. Lots of college basketball tournament action ongoing now and in the prime time. So let's get this one underway. Let's go and welcome in Chris Ruffolo. Catch him here at Pick Dogs Prim, part of the morning crew every day here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Also his video series, The Puck Dogs, with Chris and Rod Zawacky, giving out those NHL videos consistently here on the channel. So we'll bring in Chris right now. Chris, what's happening?
Well, not much, Tony. Like you said, it's that perfect time of year where we're starting to watch the college basketball tournaments in full swing. We blink, it'll be Selection Sunday, and the next thing you know, you sneeze and it's the conference champion, or excuse me, the national championship. So, it's just this tournament's going to fly by, I have a feeling.
Yeah, it certainly will. And here's speaking of tournament action, here's a team that must win out. They must win out, or both teams must win out, or there's no host for them. Iona, they just named Pitino the Metro Atlantic Conference Coach of the Year. He was all excited with this little trophy there, but they're going to be laying 14 here in this one. Total sits at 140.
Yeah, and Tony, this was sort of the same situation for Iona last year. They had to win out to make the NCAA tournament. Not only did they, not make the tournament, they went out in the first round. And the thing for me in a couple of these conference tournaments that I've keyed in on already are teams that have the quote unquote revenge tour. And Vermont didn't necessarily have it, but they had they've been a dominant team in the America East over the course of the regular season, over the course of actually the last few seasons, and they didn't look as sharp. And a lot of people were calling them into question as they headed into the conference tournament. What did they do? They go ahead and beat teams like I can't remember who they beat. They beat Binghamton by 20 plus, and they beat someone else by like 30 in the first game of the tournament. I think we're going to see the same sort of thing with Iona. I think Iona, they've heard all off season and throughout this season that they were the team that was the class of the MAC and made an early exit last year. And now the first stop on that revenge tour is Mount St. Mary's, a Mount St. Mary's team that Iona beat by 12 and 30 points in the regular season. And this is just a bad matchup for Mount St. Mary's. Iona leads the MAC in offensive and defensive efficiency. Mount St. Mary's 10th in offensive efficiency. They're the worst team in the conference in turnover percentage. The one thing that they do well is shoot the three, and they're going up against the number 2 ranked three-point defense in the MAC. Iona leads the MAC in 2-point defense. I just don't see any way that Mount St. Mary's keeps themselves in this game. I think Iona runs away and hides in this one. I think this one could be over by halftime. I'm taking Iona laying the points.
All right, we got Chris here going to take Iona here, laying the 14 here against Mount St. Mary's. The Iona team, I was keeping an eye on them during the non-conference because I remember Pitino saying that he wants to turn this team into, Gonzaga East, right? He wants to get the automatic bid no matter what, trying to build that program. It didn't work out that way. They suffered a lot of non-conference losses early on, some bad conference losses as well. But again, the whole focus then, once you got through the non-conference season, they knew coming in that they had to run the table once this conference season began.
Yeah, and it's like you said, they're a long, long way from being Gonzaga East, but at least they did make steps sort of going in that direction. They still obviously have to be able to beat teams like New Mexico and SMU and Santa Clara, but again, they're taking at least the steps in the right direction, like you said, Tony. Even 3 losses in the MAC will not earn you an automatic bid in the NCAA tournament, even if you did turn them into Gonzaga East. So. Yeah, I think this is an Iona team that is headed in the right direction, and it's just a Mount St. Mary's team that I think is just simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. I think Iona's driven. Like you said, Rick Pitino, he has now the Coach of the Year accolade once again, and this is an Iona team I think we're going to have to watch for at least the next couple seasons.
Yeah, they got 3 games in 3 days to do it, right? Because this tournament's over on Saturday, one of those Saturday finishes here. And of course, as you said, it's don't even think about tomorrow, right? You got to get it done today. And again, you have a big lead. I don't think they take the foot off the gas after last year's experience.
No, exactly. And some people say, well, it's win by any means necessary because you don't have a tournament committee to impress with style points by blowing out a team like Mount St. Mary's. But it's like you said, Tony, you want to leave little doubt. You don't want to have any team like Mount St. Mary's hanging in the game because this was the same situation for Iona. They were, heavily touted going into the first round last year and in their first matchup last year, and look where they ended up after that. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think it's all about Iona leaving no doubt in this one.
2 empty possessions, you lose, and the team can get 2 3-pointers and 6 points the other way. You gotta watch yourself here in these one and done situations. Iona laying 14 here against St. Mary's. This one will have a start time here 7 Eastern. So top of the hour, ESPN Plus. All right, Chris, let's take over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Showing great results here in the NHL. You see this 1,433 units of profit in the NHL, all documented over at Pick Dodge Premium. NHL on the board. We still have NBA. There's still NBA's going. Lots of college tournament action as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Well, so I got a fair bit going on tonight. I got my $15 NHL power play still on the board. Like I said, we've been having some great success on the ice. Hoping to keep that going into tonight. Also got my Whale Bet Wednesday College Hoops 5-pack. Brought back Whale Bet Wednesday. It's some of my favorite plays of the week from College Hoops. These are the times to go on, we'll hop on long-term, 3-day, 7-day. Going to get you all the way up to Selection Sunday with NBA and NHL mixed in there. The 30-day gets you, all of March Madness and MLB opening week. The year is going to get you full seasons of all the major sports for less than $100 a month. But I also have a season pass. Well, I guess reduced season passes. The rest of the NHL season, I think I have for $275. The College Hoops Tournament Takeout Pass, I have there as well. If you're just looking for College Hoops, tons of options to Pick Dogs Premium. You just got to go and check them out.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results of the NHL, so get signed up. That promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off. All right, Chris, as always, great having you show. Hear that success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But again, lots going on over at Pick Dogs. You also part of the morning crew and that video series with you and Rod Zawacky.
Yeah, 100%. And we're going to have those hockey videos up very, very soon, hopefully within the next hour or two. And then full card tomorrow. I believe it's 11-game hockey card, as well as all the college hoops action, NBA. Like you said, it's full gambit of sports action going on, but wouldn't trade it for anything.
Absolutely not. All right, Chris, have a great week. We'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds good, Tony. Take it easy.
I got Chris Ruffolo here on the drive. Let's continue on here on the show. Up next is Mitch. We've just talked about the morning show. Catch him every day here at 10 a.m. Eastern time with that morning show. Also, Mitch's video series, 7 picks in 5 minutes. You want to check that out here on the channel. Like and subscribe. All right, Mitch, Wednesdays, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Tony. I Al Ninos to there. I forgot to take my thing off the mute. Normally, it's like normally everyone's trying to mute me. I didn't unmute myself there for a second.
All right, here we go. On to the Wild and Big Sky Conference. This one kept people up late last night. Well, not Arizona, Northern Arizona. It was Montana State in one of a pretty intense match with Weber. Montana State here facing Northern Arizona here. Montana State 7.5, total 135.
Yeah, Montana State is the far better team in this game. They've done it, week in, week out. They have not been a fantastic cover team this season, but good enough. And, I think what happens is they have been the best of the Big Sky. 24-9 coming into this thing. We know Northern Arizona. It's one of these nice Cinderella stories that we see in these NCAA tournament matchups. This is what makes March Madness is teams like Northern Arizona, 12-22. Nobody wants to go home, right? It's kind of like it's the last show of the tour. No one wants to go home, but someone's going home after this one. As Montana State would probably go to the NIT if they happen to lose this game. But Northern Arizona would be on the outside looking at everything if they fall here. I just think Montana State is just so much the superior team in this game. And I think that we see this often is that when Cinderella goes out, it's usually not too pretty. And I think that's what we're going to see in this game. I don't love the Montana State defense overall, but I like it a lot more than I like that Northern Arizona defense, which does not defend the three very well, does not defend inside the paint very well. And when you're up against a Montana State team that is just super duper efficient, you're talking about the 336th ranked defense from shooting percentage on the floor against the 39th best in the nation, shooting over 47% on the floor. You're going to see a lot of easy baskets is what you're going to see from Montana State. And on the other side, you're going to see Northern Arizona shoot the threes like no one's business. And if those stop falling, like we have seen for most of these teams in these type of situations, what we're going to have is a double-digit score here. And that's what I like. I like Montana State.
All right, Mitch here on Montana State here against Northern Arizona. Although Northern Arizona, if you look at your shooting percentages the last 6 games, I mean, you see a lot of 50% shooting nights for this Lumberjacks team. I think like 5 of their past 6 games, they've been lights out. The concern here with Montana State, the double overtime last night, the 2 top players here in Brown, 49 minutes, Bello, 44 minutes. And they shot horribly last night, by the way.
But I also, they know they shot horribly, and they'll give them time to correct that overnight. But I'll tell you what, I've been 18 before too. I know a lot of people don't believe that, and trust me, I didn't get tired. I just did it all again the next day. We used to play, 10 games a day, and these guys do the same thing. So I'm sure it's a little different story. People talk about fatigue and those sort of things. It's less of a factor than what you think. Both teams are playing on back-to-back, and when it comes to depth, I would say Montana State has a lot more of that than Northern Arizona. I think I'd look for Northern Arizona to probably get into foul trouble in this one as well. Yeah,
they went 7 deep last night. They got contributions from that bench. Even their last guy off the bench, 16 points last night. Here we go. Montana State laying 7.5 against Northern Arizona. This one will have a start time, 11:30 Eastern time, your late night game on ESPN2. All right, Mitch, wants everybody to know what's going on over at Pick Dogs. We're heading into March Madness. Of course, next week is the NCAAB tournament. We also have conference tournaments. What's happening over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat?
Well, Pick Dogs, we did our Become a Capper contest. We only had one capper. This is the first year that we only hired one capper after the Become a Capper contest. I've tried to bring on other cappers. I've opened up the mic a number of times at this point, but no one has really stepped up to the plate to really say why I should bring them on or to show me an example of what they can do. For example, on tonight's show, we only have 5 guests. We could have easily had 8. And, it's a privilege to be on this show. It's not a gimme or a chore. It's no coincidence that the people that are on the show are the people that our viewers relate to the most. And I think that that's an important thing. And I mean, if we have cappers that don't want to be on the show, I would rather have guys that do. And, or women, or whatever you are. You can hit me up, Mitch at pickdogs.com. Send me a video clip. I want to see it. I don't want to hear that you can do video. I want to see it. And send me a video clip. Do it on YouTube and make it private. Just do it as if you're doing a game preview. 2-minute game preview video. Send it to Mitch at pickdogs.com. Let's do it. These guys can't be on the show tonight. You can. I'm giving you a chance. I get thousands of emails a year of people that want to join our team. Now is your chance.
You got it.
How about that? How about that for March Madness, Tony?
There you go. You got for March Madness there. Let's fill it up here. Let's fill up the show with 9 guests here.
I just, to me, it's like we have a full board of people here that want to be on the show. We have you, myself, Big Al McMordie, Chris Ruffolo. I mean, these are the guys that we see on video all the time. Al Ninos. These are the guys we see consistently. Wayne, right? These are the guys that we're consistently seeing on videos. And these are the guys when I hear from the people, when they send me the emails, when they send me the messages through the messenger, these are the same names of the people that they say that they really like. Jovan, right?
Jay,
the guys that show up, and the guys that they can talk to, the guys that they relate, that they know what they're about. It's a privilege to be part of the Pick Dogs team. We're the best. We're the one that everybody else copies. We're the one that everybody else tries to be. I'm opening the door for you. I'm giving you an opportunity. Shoot me that email. Send me a private video. Make it private, or make it, make sure that I'm able to see it. But send it to Mitch at pickdogs.com. Do it as a preview of a game, like a game preview video, like we do either here on the drive-through style or the style that we do in our regular videos. Show me, make it your very, very best you can do. Don't say like, oh, well, I can make it this, or I can do this, or whatever. Do it. Make it happen. I'm dying to see it. Welcome aboard.
Yeah,
I got a hoodie waiting for you.
There you go, hoodie, a cap. There you go.
I got it right here. I got shirts,
we got a
hats,
spot.
whatever the hell you want to,
We got a spot in the drive-through too as well. We have a spot for you as well in the drive-through.
I'm not going to have a drive-through show with 5 people. If not, we're just going to change the format to the way we do the weekend style show, where have all the cappers on, but maybe just have them do 2 each and go maybe 10 minutes and have 5 people that go 10 minutes as opposed to this, because people that that are scheduled months in advance and all of a sudden can't make it, well, we don't have room for them.
Also, too, if you have a Gmail account, we already have storage with a Google Drive, so you can also upload to Google Drive and just share it with Mitch, right? With an email again.
Absolutely. Or you can ask me. I'll set up a public drive where you guys can drop these videos into. If you don't know how to do that, I can create one and send you a link. So that's fine too. I have a ton of storage on Google.
Yeah, it's a ton of storage. So just.
But I get all these emails, and the last time I've asked this, people say I could do this and I could do this. Don't do. Show me what you can do. Look into the camera and say it.
Yeah,
I'm dying to hear it.
And you get really good training and coaching from Mitch and all the support staff as well.
And Tony as well.
Yeah.
And, you get to work with everybody here is willing to do it. Jay Briggs joined us less than a year ago. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Wayne joined us 2 months ago.
I usually get the new guys, which is cool because I like that. I like working with new guys. And we did that when we were back across the street. I was always getting the new guys, which I like doing. I enjoy it. I like the new blood coming. It's exciting for me.
There's some good talent out there.
Yeah.
There's some great talent. I mean, I know there are people that are really good at picking games. I know that. That are undiscovered talent, people that, they take the wrong approach to it, but we'll coach you the right way, We'll coach you the right way how to do it. We're not going to form you and call it the pick dog's way or something stupid like that, those other idiots do. But we are going to, we'll make you, it will help you, to become better. And that's really all you can do. We're not going to make it the pick dog's way. I hate that crap. What we'll do is be condescending frat boys.
That's right.
Anyways, we whipped their ass. But all right. I'm not going to take up any more time. I like Montana State here. I got a ton of picks tonight as well. So check those all out. All the other cappers have tons of picks too. If you're interested in joining us, it's Mitch@pickdogs.com. Very, very easy. If you have a question as to how to upload the video or anything like that, it's very, very simple. If you can't do it, if I explain how to do it and you can't do it, then you're probably not going to fit with us. So,
There you go. Pretty easy.
I want people that want to do it. It's a commitment. I want people that want to do it.
There you go. It's out there for you guys. So just send out Mitch the email, and he's got a drive for you to upload the video to. Make it simple as that. Don't even have to put it on your YouTube. Don't worry about all that private stuff. Just he'll get it right to Mitch on the Gmail drive from his.
I have some really good ideas. I just don't have people that can do it. For segments. We love Jay's jam session. We love Ron's rundown. Trust me on this. Those guys are super talented. I know it doesn't always – they make it look easy so you don't recognize that. But they're super talented, those guys. But they didn't come up with these ideas all on their own. These were collaborations. I've had a lot of ideas over the years. And, I know where to put the right people in the right place. So be the right person. We'll put you in the right place, and we'll set you up for success, especially if you can deliver and if you're 100% all in. But if you're not 100% all in, don't bother.
There you go. You got that from Mitch. All right, Mitch, have a great week. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Have a great one, everyone. I'm on the road next week, but I will be joining you from the road because I love this stuff.
Oh, yes.
It'd take a crowbar to pry me out of here. All right, have a great night, everyone.
You got it. Mitch here on the drive-thru. Guys, reminder, if you miss a pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, Big Al McMordie. Catch him over at Pick Dogs for him. Great college basketball season this year for Big Al as we're heading right into the conference tournament action. We'll bring him in right now. He's got coverage for you here from the conference tournament. So we'll get Big Al McMordie ready to roll here on the show here. I think we're ready to roll here with Big Al McMordie. Big Al, how you doing today?
Pretty good. Happy Tuesday, Tony. Or Wednesday, it's already.
Happy Wednesday. That's right. Happy Wednesday. See, we've been around a while. I just wish we had all this video on social media when we broke in, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right. All right. Here we go tonight.
What was great about, I was talking to someone earlier today, what was great about our job in the 90s, I used to practice law, and one of the things I loved when I transitioned from practicing law to being a handicapper was the relatively little amount of work we had to do back in the 90s, and it's completely flipped. Now in the 2020s, we do 5 times as much work as it would be practicing law, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, we go to the conference tournament action. ACC tonight. ESPN has North Carolina facing Boston College. North Carolina 11.5, total 139.
Yeah, Tony, the Tar Heels come into this game off that upset loss to the Duke Blue Devils. That was a home loss, too, last Saturday. And now it seems as if North Carolina is going to have to win this ACC tournament if they're going to get back to the big dance, which is so hard to believe. But that's the way the season has gone for North Carolina. I do think they're going to get off to a really good start tonight in this game against Boston College. They're favored by 11.5 points. And North Carolina is an extremely reliable 74 and 42 ATS when they're favored by 5 or more points and they're off a straight-up loss, including 7-0 ATS if it's an ACC conference tournament game. So that bodes well for North Carolina. They're also 21 and 8 with 2 pushes ATS in their first conference tournament game of the year, including 8-0 straight up and against the spread going back to 2015. So this is the first game for North Carolina in the tournament. I think they'll make it 9 in a row tonight.
All right, Big Al says North Carolina laid 11.5 here against Boston College. Hey, Big Al, I know looking at your database, does it matter a lot to how teams close the regular season? I've heard some people say, well, teams that are on certain losing streaks down the stretch, maybe they haven't fared very well in their conference tournament.
Oh, I would say if you're playing poorly down the stretch, you probably have a slightly better than 50% chance to cover the spread in your conference tournament. I mean, it's really the same thing in the March Madness as well. One of the things you don't want to be going into the March Madness tournament is exceptionally hot. When I look at teams that I am going to project to possibly actually win the entire tournament, you really do want to get a team that suffered a recent loss. You don't want a team, all things being equal, of course, some teams are going to win their conference tournament, like Gonzaga, right? They're always going to win their conference tournament. But you really don't want to be betting on those red hot teams come, the big dance, for example. You'd rather take a team that got upset in its conference tournament game.
Got you there from Big Al McMordie. All right, Big Al here, North Carolina, 11.5 against Boston College. This one to have a start time, 7 Eastern time over on ESPN. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Room for tonight's action. Of course, lots of conference action in tonight. NHL and NBA on the board as well. 7-game card from the National Basketball Association. Great results in college hoops. 2,116 units of private college basketball. This document over at Pick Dogs. What do you have going on over at the site?
I've got a 5-game package today in college basketball. May have already tipped off, though. I apologize for that. I've got 2 conference tournament games of the year, one in Conference USA, the other in the Atlantic 10, and I've got hockey as well. So a pretty nice card on this Wednesday.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Big Al McMordie. You see the results here in college basketball. Was the top unit producer at Pick Dogs for the year. For both years he was here at the site. He's in now year 3. So get on board. The long-term passes, that 1-month all sports pass, get you all of Big Al's tournament action from the NCAAB tournament and all the sportsy handicaps that like the NBA and NHL. And Big Al, of course, I'll mention baseball because it'll fall into that series. Will we be in action early on?
No.
No? Okay. So it'll just be your NBA, NHL, and, of course, your college basketball.
You may recall, we talked about this last baseball season. I'm a little bit different than other handicappers in this regard. I probably will not have any baseball plays in the first 2 to 3 weeks of the season.
You got it from Big Al. So anyway, you'll be ready to roll with college hoops, all the tournaments, the minor tournaments as well. I think he delves also into XFL in as well. So get on board. Use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. Right, Big Al, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Okay, talk to you on Thursday. Yeah,
Thursday.
Talk to you tomorrow, Tony.
Big Al McMordie here
Thanks
on the
so much.
Right, you're welcome. Big Al McMordie here on the drive. Thanks for joining me here today. All right, let's continue on, guys. If you miss any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. We're seeing a lot of people sign in. I know these notifications come in at certain times, not always when we're on, but we will recap for you. Let's continue here on the show. Up next, Wayne Scott. Catch him over at Pick Dodge Pim, doing great work up there, and of course. We'll bring him in right now. He's the winner of the handicapper contest, recent one. Wayne, how's it going?
What's going on, Tony? What's going on, Pick Dog family?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go tonight. Mavericks and Pelicans here. The Mavericks. I can hear you. I'm hearing you fine. I can hear you really well. All right, we got the Mavericks here laying 2 in this one. Total sits at 234. Oh, we might have had Wayne might have got Might have lost Wayne there for a second. All right, we'll move forward here, and I guess we'll go ahead and ring in El Ninos. So catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Wayne will reconnect with us, and El Ninos, you'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, also a contributor here to the weekend show, so you can catch El as well on the weekends. So we'll go ahead and bring in El Ninos here on the show. I think we're ready to roll here with El Ninos. El Ninos is set to roll. We got him on Skype tonight. El Ninos, what's happening?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing, Tom?
Doing great. All right, here we go. 9 Eastern time. We've got the Suns here to host the Thunder here. Big line here. The Suns here laying 13, total 234.
Yeah, big line indeed here. Biggest line of the night. Definitely probably the biggest mismatch of the night as well, considering that the Thunder will be without their best player tonight. In tough spot here, playing their second game in 2 nights as well. But, again, big numbers. So, for the full game, I'd probably lean towards taking the points, but I think I'd rather take them early. Looking at them in the first half is my favorite look here, but would even consider them in the first quarter as well. Again, 4.5 in the first quarter I don't think is a bad look either if the Suns somehow come out to a slow start. But, again, the first half is where we're going to focus for tonight's pick. As the Suns coming off a few wins here in a row, but they've struggled in their last 2 second quarters, getting outscored 37-28 in their second quarter yesterday, and 35-20 in their second quarter in their last game before that in Chicago. So probably the quarter where they rest their starters more, and I think the bench is going at it. Probably gives us the best chance to have a competitive matchup here tonight. And I like the Thunder getting the 7.5 here in the first half. And again, if the Suns are somehow down early or not necessarily in the most comfortable leads, they won't have as much urgency going into the half as they would in the end of the game. So I'd rather take the 7.5 points in the first half than the full game, than the points in the full game.
All right, El Ninos goes Thunder first half plus 7.5 here against the Suns. Of course, we'll just let you know, many of you know the injury situation. Gilgeous-Alexander out here for the Thunder. Pokusevski out. Williams is out, so a couple of key players here for the Thunder. Shamet out, one of the bench guys here for OKC. But again, a big spread here. And the Thunder's been used to playing without SGA here for a while.
Yeah, they have, and we've seen some decent results without him, but it's a real tough matchup. This one, the Suns are loaded now since the trade deadline, getting Durant, and he's healthy and all playing well. I just think it's tough. It's not going to be an easy game, but I think that first half look is probably our best look. They could end up getting blown out. I wouldn't be shocked. The talent gap is huge in this matchup. But again, they're a pretty tough team that can turn most games competitive on most nights, and they do show up. It's not a team that waves the white flag easily or gives you a lazy effort. So I like getting a good effort out of these guys, even though they're not the most talented bunch in the league. And getting all those points with them as well. Yeah,
that's right. Getting all those points, indeed. That's the key here. We got El Ninos here. First half, likes the Thunder first half plus 7.5 against the Suns. This one will have a start time here of 9 Eastern time. All right, El Ninos. Let's go over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, tonight we've got 7 on the board here from the NBA, as well as plays tonight here from College Hoops. NHL as well in action, so we have quite a bit going on tonight. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, a bit of everything tonight. A couple different 3-packs out there, but I got a 3-pack with my best bet in the NBA, NHL, and college basketball, and of course some extra plays for everyone on the long-term and 2-for-1 capper special. So make sure you grab one of those if you're looking for all the plays.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with El Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here in college hoops, so get on board. Of course, the long-term passes, if you want the 1-month pass, that gets you all of El Ninos' premium plays here for the NCAAB tournament and the minor tournaments covered 100%. And use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. All right, El Ninos, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening, continued success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Tony. Have a good one.
Got an El Ninos here on the drive-through. Guys, again, if you missed a pick, we'll get it to you on the recap. Let's continue on. We'll connect again here with Wayne Scott. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. I think we're ready to roll here with Wayne. I know they've been working on a video series it's been in the works. We'll find out a little more later on with Wayne and El Ninos. We'll bring in Wayne Scott. I think we're ready to roll here with Wayne again. Wayne, what's happening? Now we got no sound from you, Wayne. No sound, yeah, no sound. You got to check your microphone settings and see what's happening there. So we got to get him reconnected, get the mic connected. So Wayne, we'll get to you there. Oh yeah, sign on in and out. Make sure that connection is with your mic. So we'll get to Wayne back in a second. Let's get to my pick here as we wait for Wayne to get his equipment connected here. I think we'll be ready to roll here with Wayne Scott in a little bit, but we'll get my play for you right now. We're going to go to the NBA, and this one's been a line mover here. I'm going to lose point, I believe, this game. Celtics here and the Trailblazers here. Celtics laying 10, total 231. I'm going to be on the Trailblazers. I wanted plus 10, but this line has been steaming like crazy here. Let me see where we're at right now in this game because there's been a lot of move. I've seen plus 9, 9.5 in some places. Let me see what the latest news is on this game because of this line move here we've had here. We'll get the information for you here in just a second here. We can now, well, it's big. We got reasons why. We've got Gallinari pitched out. Williams, the rebounder. Williams is out for Boston, so that explains the line move here. So those that's the injury. We know Pritchard was pretty much questionable, but he's now out. Winslow, Simons, Baji, Arce, Kono out here for the Trailblazers. And guess who I didn't announce here? Looks like Nurkic, right? Nurkic isn't on this injury report, so maybe he's off of it. That's another one here there. So. Looks like there has been some news here on Nurkic, and let me just research this one real quick because I don't see him in the starting lineup. I still see Eubanks in the starting lineup. I don't know if he's on a minutes restrictions or what, but we'll find out here about Nurkic because he is a key cog for that team down low. They've been getting crushed on the glass without Nurkic here, and let's see if there's any news here. He was questionable coming in today because he's been out for a long time, and still showing their questionable. Still questionable injury updates. Nurkic there's some questions whether or not he'll play. Let me see if I can find something here on the Nurkic news. This is a big happening here with this Portland Trailblazers team because, as I said before, we're having some issues there with the site right now. So Nurkic is off the injury report, so he may be available here at night. But it doesn't look like he's in the starting lineup, so it may be one of those situations. Well, here we go. Breaking news just 14 minutes ago. Nurkic will make his return on Wednesday. This is from CBS Sports. Nurkic will return to the floor Wednesday against the Celtics. Chris Haynes of Turner Sports reports this will be Nurkic's first game back since February 1st, so he'll likely be easing into things. And his return will likely result in Eubanks heading back to the second unit. So there you go. So just breaking right now is Nurkic available to play. Will play tonight. Coming back since missing over a month of the season, and trust they're going to need his rebounding strength down low. We'll see how much he can contribute there, but that is a huge news there. I'm not going to get 10 in this one anymore. It's probably going to be close to 9.5. We're only half a point here. Not a whole lot of movement there, but we'll go with Portland here at plus the points in this one. And of course, the Celtics have had some of their issues here. They failed to cover 5 and 7. Have the Celtics team. And, of course, I like the fact that we're adding Nurkic, a little bit of rebounding strength. Of course, Williams out, which is one of their rebounders. So we'll take the points. And anyway, anytime you got Damian Lillard on point, you don't want to lay double digits. I'd rather take the points when Damian Lillard is on the court. That's really what it comes down to as well. All right, let's continue on. Guys, over at Pick Dodge Prim tonight, 5 premium plays up there. I got plays here from the NBA and college basketball. Of course, best bets up there as well as a 3-pack. I put together a 3-pack from the NBA and college basketball, and then my best bet standalone from NBA and college hoops. My college hoops best bet is that $15 premium play, so go ahead and get signed up. Use the promo code PICK at checkout for any orders over $25 or higher. You can take 15% off. Add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion, even greater value there. Just coming in, Jay Morant will miss at least 4 more games. 4 more games he'll be out. John Morant, the news here for Memphis. And Zion Williamson news. Out for the next 2 weeks, at least 2 more weeks. Williamson out. That's going to really hurt the playoff chances for this Pelicans team with Williamson out another 2 weeks. So that's latest news here from the NBA. We'll get you caught up here with some of the injuries in just a second. Let's continue here on the drive-thru, guys. Remember the long-term pass. If you get my 1-month pass, you'll get the entire NCAA tournament premium plays from me, as well as the minor tournaments like the NIT, the CBI, and the Basketball Classic. Of course, all my baseball Indeed. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. Let's get back to Wayne Scott. You'll catch him over at Pick.com. He has a big game tonight, so we want to get him in with this Mavericks game he'll be covering for us here on the show. Mavericks and Pelicans, since we were talking about the Pelicans. Bring him in right now. Wayne, we got you back?
Yes, sir. What's going on, Tony T?
What's happening, Wayne? All right, here we go. This is the game tonight. Pelicans here against the Mavericks. Interesting line in this one. Some people think their schedule has only 2. Mavericks are laying 2, total 234.
Yeah, we got this Dallas Mavericks team coming off a back-to-back. We seen they play the Jazz last night. I know they let a lot of people down because they didn't cover. They had all the opportunities in the world, and to me, they actually look good in that game. Sometimes, even though they don't cover, you still got to look at the whole totality of the game, and they didn't play that bad. They're 12-19 on the road ATS, so that might run a couple people away. But they are 5-5 in their last 10 and 3-2 in their last 5. And 1-3 in the short term, losing to Denver on the road, which I think is a decent loss. And they lost to the Kings and they won to the Kings on the road. So they split that with the Kings, which are reasonable teams. This Pelican team that we seen the last time they were out, they also lost to the Kings on the road, 108-123. They got their butt whooped. They're 17-14 at home, ATS on the season, but a lot of those wins, they came at the beginning of the season, because they're 4-6 in their last 10 and 1-2 in their last 3 at home, losing to Orlando Magic and Cleveland and winning to Atlanta. I just like what I see out of Dallas more recently. They're a better scoring team. They're not as good on defense, but one thing that concerns me about this Pelicans team is they are struggling to score. And they lost a lot, giving away a lot of players on the trade deadline. They got Zion, players like Larry Nance that could come in and contribute that are not there due to injuries. They're lacking the depth off the bench and lacking the scoring. And I like for Dallas to go out there and whoop them up tonight.
All right, there you go. We've got Wayne here on the Mavericks here to lay the points in this one, and I can't argue that one at all because it has been a struggle here for the Pelicans. I know some folks may be looking at the Dallas's back-to-back record, which has been horrific this year, but I will note here, Wayne, this is the first back-to-back the Mavericks are playing here with Irving in the lineup. Mavericks have lost 8 of 10 in back-to-backs, but again, first time tonight here with Irving in the lineup.
Exactly. As you mentioned, with Irving in the lineup, and this is a completely different team with Kyrie Irving in the lineup. Yes, they haven't shown what they can do defensively yet, but offensively, there's an explosion waiting to happen. And I had some of them in my notes. They are 2-1 against the Pelicans. They played the Pelicans 3 times already, and they won the last 2 without Irving. So now they do have Kyrie Irving, as you mentioned, and I just love to see what they're going to do to this Pelican squad. It's just been lacking the scoring and lacking to get some consistent scoring and help off the bench. So you can play all the good defenses you want, but you got to score in this league to win. We see teams like Miami and Raptors playing great defense. I know that's one of the good points the Pelicans actually do is play defense, but you can play good defense and come against an offensive juggernaut and lose. And another thing that concerned me and I forgot to throw out is this Pelican team has just been turning the ball over at a high rate. They're top 20 in turnovers. And I don't think that bodes well when you're trying to go against a team like the Dallas Mavericks. Both of these teams, Pelicans are the 10th, so everybody's going to say Pelicans must win. I'm not a must-win guy. I'm the bet on the better team guy, and Mavericks are the better team here.
All right, Mavericks are the better team, and even don't just because some of these teams are slotted for the playoffs doesn't mean they got to win. You're really battling for seeding positions. Some of these teams have had bad memories of playing on the road in the postseason, and they're trying to battle for home court. Especially this experienced team like the Mavericks, a Western Conference team. Got there last year. You want that home court in the playoffs, and that's some of these teams that are already in. Remember, there's still something to play for. Mavericks laying 2 against the Pelicans. This one to have a start time here, 7:40 Eastern time. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium's action for tonight here. Showing great results over the last 30 days. 1,330 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dodge Premium. So you can verify these numbers by going over to Wayne's handicapper page. If you go down to Pick History, all the plays there are documented. You can verify those very easily there on the site. All right. Lots of NBA 7-game card, NHL as well as a lot of college hoops. Tournament action continues. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, Tony, today I had a 3-pack, but it was an early game was in it, so that went off. I actually went 2 in that, 1 in that already. I had my make it take it totals the other day. That was a 12 o'clock game in the Wake Forest, Syracuse. I cashed on that one, but I do have one play left for the night game. I have my make it take it game of the day, not total. It's a bet on the ATS. I have in a 9:30 ACC tournament games. You guys can go pick up. But looking to come and joining me long term, a week pass, a monthly pass, even a yearly. And if your person is like straight basketball, I do got a season pass for NBA and to finish off this college at $475 and pick that up or pair me with one of these handicappers and let's get money this week.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dodge. Pay with 1,330 units of profit last 30 days. Get on board with Wayne. Of course, get that 1 month pass from Wayne. You get all those premium plays for 30 days. Includes all the NCAA tournament action. And you can save 15% off with that promo code PICKIT. Check out Add a second capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you show. See that success, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I hope y'all cashed on that magic, man. It was sad for me to give out the bucks yesterday, but I hope it helped somebody out there yesterday.
Got it. Scott here on the drive-thru. All right, guys. Reminder: if you miss any pick, we'll recap at the end. We're going to recap at the end of the show because I already gave you my pick. I was trying to watch this UNLV Air Force game, and it's on the app, the Mountain West app. So if you want to watch some of these games, they're nowhere other than the app. So you can get it for free on all your major providers like Fire Stick, Roku, Apple, Android TV. And I guess at a certain time, they went to the press conference, but the game is still going on, guys. You're supposed to put the game back on. And they just have an empty press conference, so they got it screwed. That app screwed up. Trying to watch this overtime period here between Air Force and UNLV. And at last glance, it was a close one here. I think it was a 2-point game here. We're 65-62, 3 minutes left in overtime, UNLV and Air Force. Air Force was getting 5.5, so we'll see how that one turns out. But looks like some screwy things going on in the Mountain West. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It's time to recap, so let's go ahead and recap the plays from today's show. All right, let's get it on here for you guys. Let's get to the recap. Get ready for the recap for tonight's show. All right, let's recap it. All right, we started off with Chris. Chris liked Iona, lay the 14 against Mount St. Mary's. Mitch was on Montana State, lay the 7.5 against Northern Arizona. Al McMordie was on North Carolina, lay the 11.5 against Boston College. Wayne was on the Mavericks, laying 2 against the Pelicans. We got El Ninos Thunder first half plus 7.5 against the Suns. I'll be on the Trailblazers. No longer 10. It may be actually, it was buying. We were getting a little buyback on that last time we saw. Let's see if it's 9.5 now. This one now is Portland game is 9.5 at most places. With the news of Nurkic, looks like he's going to play, and that's the news there in this game. All right, the one I like the most, I like Wayne's play on the Mavericks. Those back-to-back numbers were without Rubin in the lineup. I think it makes a difference here against the Pelicans team that has not played well on the road. Of course, they're dealing with injuries as well. Now, speaking of injuries, before we close out the show, let's get to the injury report for tonight's action. The 7-game card here from the NBA. A lot of close games here in the tournaments here. 64-60, Texas A&M C&C against Northwestern State in the Southland Championship game. I gave you that score in that Air Force game. 67-65, GW over St. Joseph's in the final 6 minutes. So lots of close games here tonight. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at some of the injuries from tonight's games. Atlanta and Washington, guess what? Clean injury report on both sides, Hawks and the Wizards. Portland and Boston, we gave you the news about Nurkic. Out for Portland is Arcia Kono, Baji, Simons, and Winslow. On the Boston side, Gallinari as always, Pritchard and Williams out. Dallas and the Pelicans, Bullock, Kleber, and McGee out for Dallas. On the Pelicans side is Alvarado, Liddell, Nance, and Williamson. Cavaliers and Heat, a clean injury report for Cleveland. Miami, Lowry is out of this one. We go here to Chicago and Denver. On the Chicago side, we have Green out. On Denver, we have Gillespie and Najee out. Konkar is questionable. Porter, probable for Denver. Looks like Denver's starting 5 intact tonight. OKC and the Suns. We got SGA, Gilgeous-Alexander out. Pokusevski out. Williams out for OKC. On the Phoenix side is Shamet out. Toronto and the Clippers. Barton is now questionable for Toronto, and the bench player who gives them really good production, but not so much with the Westbrook in the line. Now is Powell. Powell is out here for the Clippers. All right, we got you caught up there with the injuries, and let's keep one more eye on that Air Force game. Those of you who were following that game on the app, they went to the press room by mistake, and they still haven't fixed it. Oh, maybe they did. Nope, they're still in the press. They're still in the press room. Oh my God! All right, we've got that game here tonight between Air Force and UNLV. It is now 68-64 UNLV with a minute 45 to go in that one. So that one's going down the wire there. All right. That'll do it here for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers here from Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. Still got their plays live for you in prime time. Don't forget, it always gets started every single day, 10 a.m. Eastern time with that morning show. You got Mitch. You got Rod Zawacky. You got Chris in there. Also, a lot of the video series out here. You got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. You also have the Betting Tools show. You've got the Puck Dog show with Chris and Rod Zawacky. Also, you've got the video series with Ron Romanelli's bank shot breakdown with the college basketball rundown, Jay's NBA breakdown, and his live show. So your breakdown and then your live show at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, don't forget Mills and Brad with their UFC show on Thursday after the drive-thru tomorrow. You can tune in for that as well. So lots of coverage here on Pick Dogs. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, set those notifications. We want you guys live with us so these plays get the plays in real time to get the best numbers. I'd like to give a shout out here in the chat room. Nick Beats Vegas, appreciate all your contributions. Restore 12 in there as well. D Mills was in there as well, and of course Lex Steele, Hanif Beeks in there, and Jay Briggs chimed in as well as James Thrower and Chris as well in the chat room. Latifa, shout out to Latifa in there as well as Steph, Brent Cook, Panger Life, Lex Steele as well. Appreciate everyone's contributions tonight in the chat. That's going to do it for our show today. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew for Matt. We're going to wave goodbye, guys. You guys have a great evening. We'll catch up with you guys again here